This is the independent practice for 9.4. Hopefully you've had a chance to do some of these. My guess is if you did, 1 through 3, or 1 through 4, maybe not too bad. Number 5, maybe got you really stumped. But let's have some fun doing these. Okay, let's look at number 1. Each side length of the parallelogram at the right is multiplied by 4. Okay, so times 4. Now, if it's perimeter we're looking for, we just do it times 4. If it's area, we have to do it 4 times 4 squared. Describe the change in perimeter. Okay, so I'm going to find my perimeter here, original perimeter, and just times it by 4. So this is 10, this right here is 10, this is 8, so this is 8. Okay, 10 plus 10 is 20, 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 plus 20 is 36. So the original is 36 centimeters. It's times 4, so 36 times 4. When I do that, I get 144 centimeters. And that's the new perimeter, not area, perimeter. Okay, not too bad. Let's do number 2. The base and height of this triangle at the right, there's my base, 6, and my height is 5, are multiplied by 4. So that's times 4. Describe the change in the area. So it's times 4 squared. So let me find the area to begin with. Area equals 1/2 times base times height. So area equals 1/2 times 6 times 5. Okay, 6 times 5 is 30. Times 1/2 area, so the area equals 15 meters squared. Okay, so the original area of that one is 15 meters squared. Now, I want to multiply it by 4, and because it's area, it's multiplied by 4 squared. So 15 meters squared times 4 squared equals what I'm looking for. So 15 meters squared times 4 times 4 is 16. And when I do that, I want to do 15 times 16. I'm going to get 240 meters squared. And that is my answer. Okay? Let's go to 3. Each length of the rectangle is multiplied by 1/3. So it's times 1/3. Describe the change in the area. Okay? Once I see the word area, it's going to be times 1/3 squared. Okay? Now, I need to find the area of this, and then I'll times it by 1/3 squared. Area is 21 times 15. It's an area of a parallelogram. And 21 times 15 is 315 yards squared. So now I just need to do 315 times 1/3 squared. Now 1/3 squared is the same as 1/3 times 1/3, which equals 1/9. So it's 315 times 1/9 will equal my new area. And the way I do that is I go like this, equals 315 over 9, and when I do that, 315 divided by 9 equals 35. 35 yards squared. And that is my new area. Once it is multiplied by 1/3. Okay? And number 4. We have 2 pentagons. Here's one, here's another one. Okay? Each small pentagon has the lengths of 4. So it's 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, and has an area. So the area of this one equals 27.5 inches squared. Now the large one has 8 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. What is the area of the large pentagon? So area, this is what we need to find out. Well, I know from 4 to 8 is times 2. But because we're doing area, it's going to be times 2 squared. So I take my area of the small one, 27.5 times 2 squared will give me the area of the big one. I do my exponent first, 27.5 times 4, and when I do that, it gets me 110, and we're talking inches squared. This is the area for the big one. All right? Now, let's have some real fun. Number 5. We have a dollhouse. There's my little dollhouse. Okay. With a dimension of 1/12 the size of a queen bed. So, a real queen bed is like that. But this little queen bed, from here to here, is times 1/12. Okay? That's how I get from the big one to the little one. A queen-size bed has an area of 4,800 square inches. So the area of this one equals 4,800 inches squared. And a length of 80 inches. So this is 80 inches. What are the side lengths of the dollhouse bed? So we want to get this length right here and this one right here. Here's the interesting thing. We would just times them by 12 because length is just like perimeter. But we only know this one here. We need to find this one. Now if I know the area equals base times height. So I know I have the base here. Area equals, my base is 80 times my height. And I actually know my area is 4,800 equals 80 times height. So I divide each side by 80. Divide each side by 80. I'm going to get 60 equals the height. So this is 60 inches. Now, I just got to go from here to this side, and from here to this side. And the way I do it is by times 12. So it's going to be 60 times 1/12. 60 times 1/12 is going to give me one side, and 80 times 1/12 will get me the other. Okay, make this into a fraction. 60 times 1 is 60. 1 times 12 is 12. And when I do 60 divided by 12, it comes out evenly as 5. So 5 inches is one side of the bed. Now the other one is 80 over 12. And when I do 80 divided by 12, it's going to go in there 6 and something. So how many 6s? 6, let's see, 6 times 12 is 72. And then to get all the way to 80 would be 8 more. So 8/12. But I want to simplify this. So it's 6 and 4/6. I can even cut that in half, 6 and 2/3. Okay, so, and that's inches. So this little bed is going to be 5 inches by 6 and 2/3 inches, when the real queen is 60 inches by 80 inches. And we can see how this is 1/12 the size. Okay? You had to do some figuring of different things before you could get the answers. Alright, let's go to page 702. Alright, this one, we're going to use this picture. Let's see what it wants us to do. What is the original area of the triangle? Okay, so we have our base and height, and area equals 1/2 times base times height. 40 times 30. I'm going to do that 40 times 30. That's 1200 times 1/2 is my area. And half of 1200 is 6. So the original area equals 600 feet squared. Now, what is the new area? Oh, a new area. So we're looking for area. If the sides are all 2 times 2 longer. Because it's area, it's going to be times 2 squared. So I take my original 600. 600 times 2 squared is 4. And when I do that, it gets me 2400. So the new area is 2400 feet squared. Okay? Alright, if you have any questions, let me know. Go ahead and try the extra practice and see how you do.